see. Okay. Peace, love, and divine light, everyone. Welcome to the live. Welcome. If this is your first time joining the live, welcome. If you are coming back, welcome back. So I have a message. I want to say it's a channeled message. So I'm tapping into someone whose energy, and this is more so, it's about you, and it's more so about someone that you relate to, someone that you have some sort of a relationship with. So whoever you are, I'm tapping into your energy. Okay. And when I say tapping into your energy, that just means that it's a sense, it's a intuitive nudge, if you will. Okay. So there's someone whose energy that I'm tapping into at this time who may have a relationship with someone. Okay. This may be someone, or it could actually be multiple people, okay, who you have a relationship with that may, it's like, I'm getting this energy, it's like they don't know what to do with you, the kind of person that you are. They're not sure what to do with you because you're someone that someone may have thought that you were predictable. They could have seen certain characteristics about you. Whoever this is that's showing up in your energy, you have someone who's clearly been watching and observing what you're doing. Okay. Someone, it could be multiple people, definitely someone showing up in your energy who's clearly been watching and observing you. Okay. This person that's showing up in your energy has been paying very close attention to you, your affairs, your resources. Someone could be, they could have thought that they were able to put two and two together. Okay. And for whatever reason, whatever it is that they thought they knew about you, they're finding out that they were wrong. They were steered in the wrong direction. It's almost like your spirit guides are like throwing someone for a loop, if that makes any sense. Like someone kind of feels like they're going around in circles. Like when they thought that they can arrive at a specific conclusion about you. And whoever this person is, they came into your energy. Okay. You get to know that there are certain people that come into your energy just to watch and observe who you are, what you have, what resources you have, or don't have. Because whoever these people are that watch you, right? They have a certain agenda when it comes to you, or they had a certain agenda having to do with you. They wouldn't tell you what that agenda was. Okay. Someone simply came into your energy very quietly, silently, stepped into your life, not knowing why. You may have thought that this person was, they had the right kind of intentions. This person stepped into your energy specifically to watch what you're doing, to gather information, gather intel. That's what I'm getting for some of you, specifically for that reason. Be cautious, because not everyone that comes into your energy is a friend, or, they're not who they say they are. This person who's been watching for quite some time, who's been observing for quite some time, they're very patient when it came to, you know, watching certain things about you, because they had a specific purpose in mind. In fact, many of you may have met this person and you thought that it was, some sort of like as they say, you thought it was haphazard, or this person clearly put themselves in your path because they knew exactly what their goal was, their intention. Well, whatever that goal was, whatever that intention was, someone's beginning to find out that they don't really know you as well as they thought they did. Someone's beginning to find out that as much as they calculated, as much as they watched, as much as they gathered intel, that there's a lot more to you than they thought. You have a lot more layers than they expected. So whoever this person is, I'm kind of getting this energy of like, kind of like someone going around in circles. It's almost like someone's chasing their tail, so to speak. Not really knowing what to do now, because whatever reason they came, whatever information they've been trying to gather, whatever intel they've been trying to gather about you, it's like they can't seem to reach the conclusion that they've been wanting to reach. Like whatever information that they wanted to gather, right? It's almost like that person that wanted to say, aha, I got you kind of thing. For whatever reason, they have not been able to come to whatever conclusion that they've been wanting to. So your energy, whoever this energy that I'm tapping into, your energy is throwing someone for a loop. They're going around in circles. Whatever conclusion they wanted to reach, they're ending up. It's like someone's like chasing their own tail. Like they started chasing you, right? They may have like come into your energy to chase information, gather information, yet whoever this person is that's showing up, they're finding out that they are literally chasing their own tail. So now what? What is this person going to be doing with themselves? So what you may find is that this person's behavior may start to change towards you, right? You may start to find that their behaviors start to change towards you. Like the person may have initially showed interest in getting to know you or getting to know certain things about you, and now all of a sudden it's like their interests, they don't seem as interested. They may seem distant. It's like, oh, never mind. It's kind of like that kind of energy that you might find. Someone may actually appear to be disinterested, disconnected from your energy. Is because whatever it is they came for, whatever information they came for, and I'm not sure if disconnected or disinterested is the right energy. For some of you, it's just like the person may seem distant. That's because whatever it is they came for, or whatever it is that they assume, whatever information they assume that they would get from you, they're not getting it. They're not getting it because it's like you're appearing as some sort of like an anomaly, for this person or these people. And one of the things that is clearly making you so unpredictable about, to this person is your connection to spirit, like, your spiritual walk. Someone kind of came into your energy thinking they knew exactly what you were doing. They knew, how to be able to predict you and how to be able to tell A from Z and X from Y. And they even made certain moves thinking that they already knew everything there was to know about you. And so exactly why they thought that you were predictable. Okay, so whatever information they already had about you, they already assumed that if they made certain moves, that you would then make certain moves, and then they would reach the conclusion that they needed to reach in order for them to say, aha, that's the kind of person that I'm dealing with. And whoever it is that you're dealing with or who's dealing with you, they're beginning to find out that you are not that cut and dry, that you're not someone who's predictable. In fact, you're very unpredictable. You may even appear as an anomaly to this person. And someone is, whoever this person is, they're beginning to actually uncover a lot more about your spirit guides through you, because they can't figure out why it is that you're so unpredictable. They can't figure out why it is that, you know, and whoever I'm tapping into, this person may have actually used the same tactics on someone else. Okay, this person may have used the same tactics on someone else. Like that just might be their thing. Okay, they calculate. They say, okay, well, if I act this way towards this person, then they're going to give me X, Y, and Z, or they're going to do X, Y, and Z. And then when it came to you, you for whatever reason, this person uncovered that you're some sort of an anomaly, that their scare tactics don't work on you, their methods of gathering intel doesn't work on you, their methods of manipulation doesn't work on you. So that's part of why you are appearing as this anomaly. You are so unpredictable to someone, because they didn't really understand or overstood how spirit works. You're dealing with someone who had no idea of what it's like to deal with someone who has a relationship with spirit. And for some of you, you get to know that whoever you're dealing with, they thought this spirituality thing was a game. They were not taking this spirituality thing seriously until they came to you. Okay, you could have been dealing with someone who's read a couple books. You know, they read books on alchemy, they read books on, you know, this religion, they read books on this type of magic and this and that, and they're like, okay, now I got this person figured out, and now I'm gonna, you know, use whatever I know so I can get what I want, or I can reach some sort of a goal. And then that's where they kind of like, they were thrown for a loop. They came into this game thinking that they were going to be able to predict exactly what you would do. Okay? Because they've read some book, because they're familiar with certain jargons, they're familiar with certain theories, and you know, they think that, or they thought that they could actually use whatever they thought they knew, and that it would work on you. They would attain whatever goal that they came to attain. And then they encountered what it truly meant to deal with someone who is authentically connected to spirit. They've never, ever encountered that before. Because you see, a lot of people who talk the game, they talk a good talk, they don't really walk the walk. And so in a sense, it almost seems like, you know, your spirit guides were testing you through this person. For some of you, your spirit guides actually use someone who didn't have good intentions towards you to test you. You didn't know that though. You didn't know that when you met this person. In fact, you could have been someone who met someone and you allowed someone in your energy with the right kind of intentions. You had all the right intentions. You know, you're someone who is a pure heart and pure intentions. So it's like anyone you allow into your energy and your space, it is because you authentically want an authentic relationship. Okay? But there's someone showing up in your energy who your spirit guides allowed you to soften your heart towards them, even though your spirit guides knew that this person didn't have the right kind of intentions. And part of it was to test you. Okay? Part of it was to test you. It was to test you. You may not have known that then, you know that now. Some of you didn't know that you were being tested then. You know that now. And you may know that now because this person may no longer be in your energy, or you may know that now because your relationship with this person has changed. And it is because of your doing that this relationship has changed. And many of you, the change that took place in the relationship with this person speaks to the test that you just passed. That relationship was supposed to change. It was supposed to change. And for the most part, you know, it wasn't much that you did directly with this person. It is something that you changed in you. The alchemy in you changed. And so therefore the relationship with that person changed. And it's this very dynamic that's throwing this person for a loop. In fact, you have someone who's still thinking about that relationship dynamic till this day. Like someone's still thinking, wait, how is it that I didn't get them? How is it that, you know, my tactics didn't work on them? They worked on others. How is it that this person managed to escape my grasp? Like I almost had them. I'm getting this energy. Someone's kind of like, it's almost like that that coyote and roadrunner dynamic. You know, it's like the coyote sets all kinds of traps for the roadrunner. You know, just when the coyote thinks that, you know, oh, I finally got the roadrunner. And it's like they fall into their own trap. So someone is being thrown for a loop at this time because of this. Because whatever it is that they thought they knew about you, based on what they studied about you, you know, they read information and da 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 da. It's not that cut and dry. And they're beginning to overstand your spirit guides, the spirit that is within you, as a result of the relationship dynamic that they have or had with you. You see, you're someone that a lot of times people underestimate you. People underestimate you because you're not someone who's like, oh, you know, I have this, I have that. You know, you're someone who's very humble. You walk with humility. And that sense of humility oftentimes, it kind of makes people think that they can, you know, pinpoint exactly who you are, what you have, what you're going to do. Like they think that they can predict what you're going to do or who you are. So someone is being thrown for a loop at this time. And the most important aspect of what your spirit guides want you to get from this is that someone is now understanding that the relationship with spirit, the relationship with the spirit realm, is not as cut and dry as you think it is. It's not something that you can read in a book. It's not a theory that, you know, you've read somewhere and this, that, and the third. Like, it's a whole nother type of science that someone is uncovering about your spirituality. Like it's nothing that, you know, they've ever encountered before. They're understanding that this thing that a lot of people typically say they have, their spiritual walk, the relationship with spirit that many claim to have, it's not, it's a lot more to it than that. So in essence, what you've done is you've actually opened the eyes of someone who didn't come into your energy for good intentions without even like really trying. You've connected them to another aspect of this spiritual realm without even trying, because it's because of that relationship dynamic with you. Now they're beginning to see, their eyes are beginning to open, that there's so many layers to this thing that we call the spirit realm. Okay, so your way of being essentially is opening up the eyes of even your enemies. Your way of being, the fact that you have an authentic walk, you are authentic in your spiritual walk, it's beginning to open the eyes of even your enemies. And it's like you're it's like they're being schooled. Your enemies are being schooled about, the power of the spirit realm through you. And some of them are really going through the school of hard knocks at this time. Really going through the school of hard knocks. And you would be so surprised, the people who are your enemies. You would be surprised. The very people that are the closest to you. And some of you already know this. You feel it. You see these folks and you feel their energies. You know that it's like, I know it. I know why you're here. You're not here for the right reasons. Yet you already know that your spirit guides will take care of it. You already know that. In fact, some of you may have even felt it when you met these people that, I don't know about you, but Spirit allowed you to allow them in, right? Spirit allowed you to allow them in because what they didn't expect is to receive lessons about spiritual elevation through you. That's what's happening. A lot of your enemies are receiving, lessons of spiritual elevation through you. They didn't expect this though. 2222. Relationships. Yep. Some of your most challenging relationships, actually, they happen. Some of you may have thought that it was about your elevation. It was also about the elevation of your enemies, because they had to be shown, like, you still don't get it. You still don't get that there's more to this thing called life than the physical that you see. Like, as much as those relationships that didn't work was about your spiritual growth, it was about theirs. You may not have thought of that. Some of you did. The relationships that did not work, many of them, they came in so that way they can learn from you. They were meant to. They were supposed to. It was supposed to come through you. And now what are they learning? They're learning that there's so much more to this life than the physical things that they see. Because again, some of them came for, like, they had a specific interest. They had a specific interest in mind. And I'm getting this energy, actually, that I've been dealing with for quite some time. And for whatever reason, it just came back just now. Some of the folks that came into your energy didn't come for their own interest. They were doing the work of someone else. Okay? They were doing the work of someone else. But whatever reason they came in, guess what? They got schooled. They got schooled. And you make this thing, the spiritual walk, that there's so much mystery to, spirituality. While there's so much mystery to this spiritual walk, like, you make it look effortless. You make it look effortless. And that's the thing about your enemies now, that they're beginning to like see. Like, it's and they're beginning to see why it is that you've always been so unpredictable. Because many a times it's not even you that's doing the things that you're doing. Okay? When you're someone who walks with spirit, the decisions that you make, okay, the moves that you make, whether you go left or right, many a times even you can't explain why it is that you make the moves that you do. So how is it that the folks that are watching you gonna be able to explain you? That's the quandary, right? I think that's the right word. That's the thing that's like getting them up here, because even you as a spiritual being, many a times when you make the moves that you do, when you turn left instead of turning right, when you turn right instead of turning left, even you are not always able to explain that mystery. And you're not meant to. You're not meant to be able to explain it, because part of your protection comes from you also not knowing. Right? Because a lot of times if you knew, you would try to explain it to somebody else, and then you would literally be endangering yourself if you knew. Even you are not sure why you make the decisions that you do. In fact, that's one of the things that baffles a lot of people about you. They try to ask you questions about, why did you go here? Why did you go there? Well, you can't, even you yourself, as a child of, the divine, are not always able to explain why you make the moves that you do. So how is it that, you're going to be able to explain those moves to your enemies? And many of times, the enemies don't always show themselves as enemies. So hence why you are not supposed to know sometimes why you make the moves that you do, because you're not sure of who is or isn't. And then certain information is kept from you because it's a game of chess. It's a game of chess. It has to be withheld in order for you to, trust, in order for you to move forward and proceed and accomplish your purpose. Because many of you, if your spirit guides told you exactly why you were doing X, Y, and Z, it's like you would ruin it for yourself. You would ruin it for yourself. So some information is provided to you. A lot of it is kept out. Right? A lot of it is kept out. For your protection, for your well-being, for your elevation, for you to accomplish your purpose. Because best believe there are forces out there, as much as there are forces that are working for you, there are forces working against you. That polarity, right? Yet the forces working for you are so much more stronger than the ones working against you. And this is why you've been able to move through these traps that they've set. You've been able to proceed forward regardless, because you have powerful, powerful forces working for you, more forces working for you than against you. So you've been able to move because of that. You've been able to, carry out your mission. So continue to connect with your guides. Continue to do what you're doing, even if it doesn't seem like it's making a difference sometimes. That willpower that you've had to connect with your guides, to strengthen you, even when you didn't see the end result. You didn't see, oh my goodness, why am I doing this? Or, you don't see the result right then and there, yet you continue to trust, whether it is, continuing to show acts of kindness, okay, as a means of connecting with spirit, whether it is, doing your meditations, trusting and knowing that you're doing the right thing. Okay. A lot of times we're not always sure how exactly, yet we continue to do the work. We continue to put in the energy. We continue to find the willpower to elevate ourselves, elevate our energy, regardless of what's going on around us, regardless of whether or not everything else is telling us not to. We continue to proceed in our spiritual walk. It's paying off, right? You may actually seem crazy to some folks because of the moves that you're making. And it's going to seem like that sometimes. Like, especially if you're not around the right kind of people, or, and I don't want to say the right kind of people. It's just like some folks, they're not meant to get it. Okay. They may not get it yet. They may never get it yet. Don't stop. Okay. Don't stop. Proceed forward. Continue to elevate yourself, because someone's going to get it. And speaking of someone, many of you are actually walking towards or moving towards energies that are definitely of like minds. And some of you are feeling this, like that whole soul tribe gathering, the soul tribe energies coming together. Okay, so as much as you have folks that are being removed from your energy, you also are beginning to see, it's like the divine is picking out, right? Picking out the ones that are not supposed to be for you. You see this. And then at the same time, you also see this. Okay, many of you see this with your spiritual eye, that your soul tribes, the ones who are of like minds, are going to begin to gravitate towards you. Okay, they're beginning to gravitate towards you. And that's definitely something that is exciting to look forward to. Okay, that's definitely something, to celebrate. Okay, celebrate the coming together of, soul tribes. Because I feel like, it's definitely that time where it's needed. Okay, that it's needed, to nourish our souls, to nourish. I feel like it's kind of like a replenishment. We need to replenish that energy, that oftentimes, like, so much of what's going on out there, it seems to like be wanting to drain, you know the the positive energy. So part of why many of you are gathering with people of like minds is because it's like you need that replenishment. You need to refill that cup, because you have work to do. You have work to do. The divine is saying it's time for you to like walk your path, walk your purpose. Like, let nothing stop you. Let nothing stand in your way. It is time for you to walk your path. So it's like you're gonna gather with your soul tribes, and it's just like it's a different feeling. It's a different feeling connecting with like people who are your soul tribes. Like, for some of you, what you're going to notice about these folks that you're connecting with is you won't even have to say nothing, right? You won't even have to say much to these, to the like minds, people of like minds. It's almost like you're going to be looking at yourself. You're going to be looking at a mirror reflection of yourself. That's what it's going to be like with these soul tribe members. It's like you looking at a mirror of yourself. And it's the kind of relationship where like spirit is going to speak for you, right? The connection that you have spiritually is going to be the thing that speaks for this connection. Like, it's not like the connections that you've had before where it just seemed like there was so much confusion, there was so much uncertainty. You don't know if this person was for you or against you. Like, the connection that you're going to have with these soul tribe members, communities, it's spirit led. It's spirit led because it's like, again, it's a thing where it's like the divinity in you and the divinity in them is going to be speaking with one another. It's not something that requires many words, right? It's more like, you're going to be walking the walk instead of talking. It's more action oriented. And it also has a very specific purpose. It has a very specific purpose because whatever it is, that whatever purpose that you and this person has, there's a tie. All right. So continue to walk your path. Okay. Continue to find the willpower to definitely walk your path. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on with this thing. It's doing whatever. So I hope y'all share this. You share. Let me see. I don't know if I did. Let me. Okay, so please share the live. Make sure you share it. All right. Thank you all for joining. Those who commented, thank you so much. For those who continue to donate, those who support the channel in any way, whether it's a like or a comment, I definitely appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all. Monisha, thank you. Anthony, thank you. Thank you. Renee, thank you. So let those haters continue to hate, because that's what they do. That's what they do, but we're not even gonna focus on that energy. All right. So stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a reading right after this. So hopefully you can join. Thank you to all who have joined the live, those who commented. Much love, peace, and divine light. And don't let anyone deter you from continuing your walk and speaking words of positivity. Okay? So just remember, just like you have, your purpose is to, spread love, positivity, and all that. There's some other entities out there whose purpose is the exact opposite. But you're not going to worry about that. You're going to continue to focus in your purpose. Okay? All right. Oh, Larry, peace, love, and light. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Christine. Oh yeah, let me shout out my members. Hey Nettie, channel members in the house. Let's see who else. I think I already said hey to Monisha. Oh, you joined for the first time? Oh, good to see you, Monisha. Okay, did I forget anyone else? Let me see. Thank you, Esther. Yes, please share the live. All right, y'all. Okay, so if you are on this live, stay tuned because I'm going to be doing a reading right after this. I'm going to hop off and come right back. All right. Peace, love, and divine light.